My name is Anya Hose and I am the Managing Director of Devil's Thumb Productions. My favorite thing about doing theater, which is a little bit selfish because it's that rush that you get the first time that you sit down on opening. You know, you've been running around like a chicken with no head and trying to get everything organized, and then there becomes that moment where you're like, all right folks, this is it, house is opening, and you go and you sit and you observe the audience as they come in, and you take your first unimpeded breath of the day, and you're sitting for the first time that you can remember, and you look around and you're like, oh my God, you guys, this is it. They're here to see us, and we are gonna be fantastic. That's what I love about theater. That's why I could never do any other medium. It's awesome. One of the reasons that I helped found Devil's Thumb Productions was because of that feeling that you get when you have somebody that you just collaborate with really well. You're on the same page or you're not. Someone is stuck and you're right there with an idea, or you are stuck with something and you just send it out and you're like, somebody help me. And everybody else chimes in with some ideas and it gets you back on the right track again. And I have that with Alex and with Nick and with Laura. And when the four of us sat down last year and we said, I have that with Nick and with Alex and with Laura, and when we sat down last year and we said, let's do a show together, that very quickly became, you know what, we should start a theater company together. We have this feeling, we make good work and we do it really well together, and I want to continue to do that. And so, yes, you know, bringing theater to the masses and being, you know, our mission statement, which is to be a stepping stone for younger artists just in college or getting out of college, that was a big part of it too. But for me personally, I just love that feeling of, you know, really being in there with somebody and being in the right place where everyone is just giving to this collective process. I mean, collaboration is what theater is about. I think theater is really important to us as a society because it gives us something that we don't really get other places. I think theater is really important to us as a society because you get something there, an emotional connection that I don't think you get other places. You know, when we sit in front of a TV or a movie for entertainment, yes, we're absorbing some emotion, but there's not necessarily that collective feeling. I mean, when it's on a screen, if it's done well, yes, it's done well. You know, if it's in 3D, why don't you just go see a play? I don't like 3D movies. My point is, though, that you go to see a show and the actors are giving you some sort of emotion. You're connecting with these characters and you're feeling something, and the people around you are feeling something, and it feeds back into those actors and they give you something else or something more. And you know, the best shows are the shows where the audience is just really there with you. And you know, I'm not an actor. I kind of observe this from the back of the theater, but I experience it too. You know, if a show is really on, the lights are really on, you know, if the actors' emotions build in a certain way, I'm right there with them. And I think the audience is right there with them too. And I think that you just get this thing from theater that, you know, I think you get it sometimes when you are watching, like, I like basketball, so when you're watching a Nuggets game and you're there and you're in the crowd and Melo scores and you're up off your feet and you're like, yeah, that's my team. I think that you get that in sports too, but it's a one-dimensional feeling. And I think that in theater, you get it in a different way. And I think that that's something that's really important that we don't necessarily get from other places. And I think that theater gives that to us, that emotion, that sharing of emotion. I mean, when you turn to your partner